Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I was hoping I was at the right spot.
Okay. I can't hear what's going on.
Papers here. Thank you guys for coming in today. Because of everything on it looks like we might have a short agenda, but anyway, we're going to limit the talking to 3 to 5 minutes. So everybody not talking all through the meeting and everything. And also if after we get through the agenda, yes, I know you guys. And if you guys, anybody comes up with any good suggestions or whatever, we're not gonna talk about them tonight. We will. Oh, okay. Is it not? Uh, we will, we'll take it down and we will bring it up for new business at the next meeting. We're not gonna discuss it tonight because that was not on the agenda. We will take it under advisement and we will talk about it under new business for next month. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Okay, approving the March minutes. Tim,
I approve.
yes. Glenn,
Rebecca approved.
I have to vote for him to come. Is Robert on?
Yes. Yes.
Robert, how did you vote on the minutes?
Yes.
I voted yes. So we'll go ahead and pass that. We'll just get with Marion when he gets back. The financial report, the general fund, we've got $16,918. That is the 20,000 that was used for the mobile home reimbursement. We're still waiting back from CMA. I'm not going to go through what their new name is. It's too long of a thing. Grandstand water and sewer inspection fee was paid. The building fund, we got $50,969.04. 50,000 for the bathhouse project. Cemetery fund, we still have $447. don't think that's gonna change. The grant fund, $99,052.50, $50,000 for the bathhouse project from Waccamaw Community Foundation, $25,746.70 for Justice Outside Grant, $16,300 for climate conservation for CCU conference, $18,125 for the bathhouse from CFP. GoFundMe, we need to move that money. That don't need to be on the agenda anymore because we've said that for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months now. We need to go ahead and move that money. Interest-bearing accounts and endowment funds. We're still waiting. I think we got the paperwork. We got the paperwork already, right? You signed the paper.
I signed the
You signed
paperwork
the paperwork.
and they did not vote. The rest of the board did not vote on it during the quarterly meeting.
Okay,
So it's on in their hands for the next quarter.
all right. So as soon as that gets done, then that can get set up. And we've already had some individuals.
Mhm.
How'd you vote on the minutes, Marion?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Old business. The online votes, approve the needs-based assistance application, Marion.
Which one up?
The
The
needs.
needs,
Yes, I did.
Tim,
Yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
Yes.
is Robert still there? Robert?
Yes.
I voted yes. To hire Jeff to do the undercleaning, Marion,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Glenn. Vote yes or no?
What was it for?
Hire Jeff to do the undercleaning?
Underpinning.
I didn't oppose it. I just, yes, I said yes
Okay.
on hiring him. Yes,
There was another online, but I'll get back to that.
right.
Rebecca, I'll have a look.
Yeah. Yes.
I voted yes. Robert?
Yes.
Okay, there was another vote, at online vote to,
Money up front.
money, to give us some upfront money. Marion, how did you vote?
For the materials.
Yes,
Yes.
for the materials.
Yes, for this time.
You voted.
I voted no, money up front.
Yes.
Robert?
No.
I voted yes. And this minute passed, okay? Approved. Okay, we already did that one.
Can I ask a question? How much money up front was it?
1,000. But see, that's not right.
That would cover the purchasing materials.
And like I said in my vote, it did not include his labor.
Right.
So, okay. Moving right along here. Jennifer, are you out there? I don't see her. You see her on there?
No. She asked me to contact Patricia and find out the list of trustees as well as the bylaws and to vote on them. I tried twice and didn't get a response.
Okay. Supposed to get a test spot for spread the cocaine out. No, Buster's been tight. He's been having issues. He had some teeth dental work and he was getting shots in his back. So that's been going on for the past month. So we've done that. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to go out there to maybe pick up some of the oysters so we can crush them up. Okay. New business. Not long here. Dr. Sarah.
Sarah,
It's from Hog Heaven, right? The chef.
Jill
Okay.
Hog Heaven,
Do I know?
The
the
shelves.
location, get the shelves.
Hog Heaven, yeah. Dr. Sarah, is she there?
Sarah. Not muted.
Is she there? Sarah Rich?
Oh, that's wrong dog.
Little Sarah Rich.
She's not.
She's not there. Okay.
She's not on.
All right, receipts.
They're going around with that. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's to me. You got all these, didn't you?
No, I didn't get any of them.
He went to go get them.
I just went to his door. It looked reasonable, so
Are they?
I said, yeah.
All right, Marion,
I make a motion that we, pay for the gas.
All right,
I don't know.
Second the motion.
okay.
Yes,
Yes.
Grant?
Yes,
Yes.
I say yes, well, he can't really see them, so they'll pass. I'll sign them here a little bit.
I don't know what the total was, but I looked at each one of them before.
Okay,
He was getting
buildings and grounds.
He was getting 7 gallons at the time, which is reasonable.
I trust what you.
Update on the trailer. Still waiting on the permit. It had to be moved because apparently what they told Mike Fry when he set it up was incorrect. He put it on the same footprint, but there's been changes, so he had to move it about 4, 5, 6 feet, somewhere in that range. And I believe it looks like he may have already done that. May have been done today. He said he would get it. If he didn't get it done this week, he'd get it done early part next week. He was really frustrated.
What happened?
Where he put the new trailer, the county then said, oh, it's got to be 40 feet away from the road. So he had to come and move it forward closer. So you notice it's a little bit closer to us?
No, I didn't, but
I'm pretty sure.
that is cool. I mean, from the other footprint.
So we're getting a little bit of, we're having a little bit of problems, and Buster he's reached out through email to just try to smooth things over and just going up above people's head in county. So
Well, let me ask you.
we'll see. Because
This goes along with the same thing, though. If they won't force us, why can't we make them move their ditch in down to the property line instead of through the middle of our property?
That's true.
Now, I mean, tit for tat now.
I know. All right, we got Dr.
Bridge.
Dr. Sarah's here. Dr. Sarah,
Yes,
you want to talk about the tree ring project?
yeah, hang on one moment. I didn't have access to the agenda, so I wasn't exactly sure when I would need to do this. But basically, my question is that so for just a little bit of background, we have been removing samples from primarily longleaf pines, but sometimes also loblolly, slash, and pond pines from specific areas around ancestral lands to try to develop a tree ring chronology that would shed some insight on the way that Waccamaw ancestors interacted with their forested environment, and especially through controlled burning. So part of this has involved sampling living trees. Part of it has involved sampling shipwrecks the ships that were built with pine trees, and part of it has involved taking cross sections from deceased longleaf pine trees. So the shipwreck material has already been recorded and rematriated to the Cooper River in particular. The cross sections are still being recorded and analyzed, and those are currently being housed with my one of the project partners at UNC Wilmington. But I have a lot of the cores, and so I'm going to hold up an example here. So these are the kind of small core samples that are generally removed from living trees, so as to not introduce any damage. All of these samples have been removed with a certain degree of ceremony. In conversation with Chief Hatcher and Acting Chief Kale, offerings of sage and tobacco have been placed at every site that has been sampled. But the question remains about, first of all, data sovereignty. And this isn't maybe a question that needs to be answered right now, but I would be very grateful if the tribal council could have a think about this and then let me know what you want to do. Um, so basically, once all of these materials are measured, once all of the tree rings are measured and analyzed, they go into a big data set and they are cross-dated with other data sets from other pines, other tree species in the southeast, in order to be able to develop this chronology. But again, we have these kind of leftover materials, which in normal circumstances would just sort of sit in an archive somewhere or sit in a basement of a lab. But I would like to know how you would like these samples to be treated once the measurements are done. I've talked with Acting Chief Kale about the possibility of, like if eventually we have a cultural center or something like that, some of these cross sections are incredibly beautiful. It would make for a really nice display. But the core samples are, as you can see, not particularly anything super attractive for potential visitors. They're really more of have a more scientific value. They have also been placed inside these wooden trays and glued down using wood glue. And so they're not like the shipwreck samples that I can just return to the river, because they have this kind of PVC based glue that is involved with the preparation of the sample in order to be measured. So these are the things that I wanted to run by council. And again, I'm not expecting immediate responses or decisions, but I'm also here to answer any questions that you might have so that you might be able to make an informed decision. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, questions?
Anybody have any questions?
How long are you gonna be able to hold them yourself?
I can hang on to them for as long as you want. They're not going anywhere as far as I'm concerned. But if you would like them to be returned to the woodlands that they came from, we would have to think about how to do that so that they wouldn't be introducing contaminants, especially because of that plastic-based or petroleum-based glue that's used to secure them in place.
I was more in line of thinking of, I don't think we're gonna get a center ready in the next year or two. That's what I was thinking about.
They're totally stable, so I can just hang on to them for the next, my lifetime if that's what y'all would like.
Okay.
And the same goes with the big cross sections. I mean, some of these are massive, but they are at because the Waccamaw is like the tribe is a full project partner. But my research partner is at UNC Wilmington, and she has a magnificent lab where the big cross sections are being housed too. And unless they make her move, or because of budget cuts or something like that, those samples are also secure and stable right where they are.
I'd like to make a motion that Dr. Rich keep the samples, the tours for us until we get a center ready that we can put them on display.
Second the motion.
All right, Marion,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Yes.
Robert,
Yes.
I say yes. Okay, it passes.
Thank you, Dr. Rich.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
All right, arts and crafts. Oh, wait a minute, we've done with buildings and grounds.
Oh, should that be there? Yeah, bathhouse. Yeah, let me just go ahead and update on that. So I reached out to a gentleman. Anyways, somebody gave me this information. I reached out to this person. They gave me this information. Very helpful man, Jim Hubbard out of Charleston, who, if he had not been so far away, would have absolutely been ecstatic to help us with our bathhouse project, but for the cost, because Charleston is far away. So what he did instead was he gave me the contacts, name and company of people that we kind of paved the way for me to get to somebody responding back rather than just no response back. Yeah, because that's what they tend to do. Anyway, so I did get in touch with so Jim Hubbard is the man that I spoke to out of Charleston, and Clay Cannon out of Columbia. So between the two of them, they made their connections. Venture engineering, I got an email back from a Cassidy Callahan. Just kind of introductory, didn't really say too much. And then from Earthworks, a Deanne Smith emailed me back again today saying that they are in the process of they're working on a proposal for our bathhouse and should have it to me by the beginning of next school year. I'm feeling good about that because that was very responsive, and they'll have a proposal and they understand what the project is and completely understand that we're on time constraints now because the issue is we don't get shovel in the ground by the third quarter, we are at risk of losing 50,000 of what's funded for the bathhouse. So we've got to get this rolling. The big step from what I understand, what both Clay Cannon and Jim Hubbard explained, is getting the civil engineer to do that part, because that is the longest process with getting the permitting and approval, and the architect design plans can be done in tangent, but it takes a third of the time to do that part. So we're working on that. We'll have a proposal the beginning of next week, and I'll get that out to council so you guys can look at it.
Okay.
That's it, bathhouse.
How long were they talking about once shovelless ground being completed?
I don't have a proposal.
That's
And they're
right.
not the general contractor, they're the civil engineer and architect. Yeah, so don't have that. Be nice to know, but
How about how soon does Buster think he'll get an answer back about from the county or whatever he sent that letter to about having to have because that's just like,
It's hard to say.
okay,
can I tell you what's
For the
counties? You can't put a deck, and this what I'm being told. You can't even put a deck on now on your own property without going through a permitting process.
well, I understand the permitting, I'm talking about the engineering.
The engineering, yeah, and that you have to have a design plan for a deck.
I mean, the process is in place. I mean, he's sent the information. I mean, you saw the email we sent.
Yeah, I know that, that's
So
why,
we just gotta wait, just to hurry up and wait.
yeah, I'm not complaining, I was listening to her too, thinking how our freedoms have totally been taken away 100%, not just part, but 100%.
Well, I mean, see, he sent that out one day this week.
I'm not complaining about it.
Well, just,
Yeah,
the thing is, maybe next week after Easter, he can send an email as a follow-up, maybe
Okay.
once a week follow-up to say, hey, guys, can you give me a status update? And if they keep getting enough of that, then
Well, we did allow for 15,000 of the CMA 20,000 that we got from them last year
last year.
for the engineer.
right,
So it's not that it's the money, it's the time,
right.
and
And we're probably not the only ones out there that's asking for something to be done, so it's just, we're just that one person in this line of, other people that's being done. And remember when we were trying to get a survey, and some people were saying, it's gonna be a year, or
right.
it's gonna be 6 months, so it's just,
And we'll have to keep pushing and pushing to get it over the line,
Right.
so.
And we're in a small project compared to some other places,
right.
which him.
Understand county too,
Or,
because being in Norrie County,
yeah,
if they make rules for here and then different one down at
Oh,
the coast,
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
they're gonna say you discriminating.
yeah, so, Yeah, we can just get him to maybe him or Cheryl just to send a, hey guys, can you give us an update or what's the update or, just,
I've got a person on that. I'll find that
So-
this week.
I've got a person that I've been working with on I think it's the Waccamaw project. Anyways,
so,
Raj that works there. And I'll reach out to him and just say, "Oh, this is what's happening." But I think Buster went right to the top. So
I
it
didn't know
doesn't.
this person was an architect. I thought she was interior design.
Well,
And she's
let's see what this does.
Yeah,
Launch
This is
process
this combines both civil engineering and architect.
but I didn't know that she had it. I thought she was in one, but she's in this other one also, and I didn't find out about it until this week.
Right. yes.
I'm just saying it's over 5 minutes.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go.
Constitution. Again, whenever we send the ballots out this year, it has been suggested we put an amendment to change that the chief of council seat be elected amongst council members instead of it being elected by the member populace. And to me, that really makes sense because we all know who we're dealing with on council. It's different with the public because they don't know us from Adam. It's different for them to vote on the council members, but we within ourselves will know who will make a better chief of tribal council, more so than the public. So we'd like to see that put in there.
You take it, in other words, taking it back to the original form to where council.
Vote. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Files, current percentage is 92.8%. And I think the reason for that is because we don't have that many core members that are, what the word, that are, not, that are active and are up to date on the membership dues, to be quite honest with you. So,
Yeah, but 92.8.
members in good
Wait a
standing.
minute,
What now?
92.
92.8
We
is
have a lot of honorary
that's a
members that
high
don't count.
number.
I know, but if you only got 50 people, I mean, out of say 200 people and you only got 20 people,
We have a
Well,
lot of
I'm
people
just-
that don't count towards the percentage
Okay.
because they're spousal or honorary or members,
well, spousal
minor
people don't
members
count
or
anyway.
hunka members.
Honorary don't count. So, so you got all these people, and then even the ones that you do have that are actual members of those members, they're not members in good standing anyway. I finally got one of my cousins to finally get caught up, and it took me,
I
how
was just
long
thinking
have
we
we
had,
been gone?
I was just thinking we had more non-core members. That's the only thing I was thinking about.
It's 4 or 5 years for me to finally get him to get paid up.
We have more honorary non-core members. We have a lot of honorary non-core members.
Yeah. Those don't count on the deal.
Well,
There's a lot of, you said honorary corps members?
Non-
non-core,
Oh, yeah.
which is the way it should be. I mean, not say the way it should
Right.
be, but halfway to being core is, I mean, to be in full membership.
Here. Be quick on those. Your summit's been moved.
Yeah, the summit was moved to May 15th and 16th. And it's still going to be held at CCU. That reaching out to tribal chiefs and vice and or their representatives. So we do have the availability for all of the state recognized tribes to be in attendance. We're not trying to pick on Catawba, but they really don't need to be at this because this is about land acquisition and land conservation, and they have their own thing through the federal government. And I think these days we are moving on to the door opening for that next weekend. It's coming together really well, with tribal members participating. And this time we're going to have more of our CCU students coming out as well to be a part of volunteering and participating. So, we're working out more and more with, how we can develop it better. And each time it's improving. So, this time is going to be focused on ancestral use of shellfish as foodways and for arts and crafts and tools. And Sydney James is going to do a little demonstration on some pottery with shell scraping. We're going to have a small oyster, clam, mussel roast. So small as in, don't come thinking, if you're going to attend, don't come thinking you're going to get a full belly of shellfish. But we would need to know if you are going to be here because, of course, the order would have to change. And I think that's it. We're still doing the kayak trip on Sunday with Wynyard Rivers Alliance. And again, that would have to be, we have to know if you're going to participate in that because they need to know how many kayaks and how many people they're going to be outfitting. I think that's it for things going on outside.
Newsletter communications,
Ashley, she's on.
Oh, she's on there? Ashley?
Hey, sorry, my voice is going in and out. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
It's on you.
How about the newsletter, hon?
Alrighty, so I'm working on the newsletter right now. If you guys can, please get your letters of intent to Shell so I can get them in the newsletter. Also, I did get a couple letters of intent today. And I was wondering if you guys would allow me to update the newsletter to put those letters of intent in there before it actually gets printed out.
Reason why not.
Yeah.
I just want people to be aware that what the rules are to run for tribal council, that they have read the
Qualifications.
yeah, I printed it off. That the main concerns are that member in good standing, your fees are up to date, no criminal prosecution or probation, no felony conviction in the previous 10 years, no pending issues before the tribal judge, no delinquency in child support, and be aware that the tribal elders will be performing a background check. But you're not going to have to pay for it, they pay for it. Just to make sure. Oh, and then there's some other things also that 8 or more volunteer hours at either the powwow or the school day for the prior 2 calendar years, and an additional 4 hours at either the other events and activities. Attendance at least one solstice, equinox, or family day celebration for the current and prior calendar year or previous service on the WIP committee. And you got to make sure that your attendance is recorded at applicable meetings or events. That's another reason why we keep pushing that everybody make sure that they sign in to anything that they're like the school day or to the powwow, that you make sure that you're up for this stuff. We're not doing it just that we, trying to make it hard for people but we want to have some type of record. Yeah, a record, And I remember Glenn saying, if you guys signed up for when you come out to work, that's just so we can keep a record of you guys coming out here. So just remember that if you're running for council, to make sure you adhere to all these things.
And I have the candidate requirements in the newsletter. so they can review those as well.
Looks good, by the way.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Good job.
Bill,
Could we get her to my phone number and for arts and crafts people to contact me? Cause I don't have any contact for any of the arts.
send it to her, or send it to Michelle, so
Yeah.
Michelle can send it to her.
Okay.
Anything that anybody wants to put in the newsletter, send it to Michelle so she can forward it to the
Right,
editor.
that's why I'm asking, cause I mean, I've asked for contacts for them for a while now and you and me are the only thing that we know, so just I like to get the ball rolling on the arts and crafts stuff.
I would love to put that in the newsletter. I think that would be a great thing.
Okay, thank you. And I say text too, by the way, because if it's a phone call, they call in 9 times out of 10, it says spam risk. So 9 times out of 10, I'm not answering my phone. Yes. So if they text me and say, this is me and this is my email address and my phone number or whatever, then I have a contact list for the arts and craft or arts and craft people so we can. Okay, that's a lot.
Powwow. Oh, do you have anything else, Ashley?
You guys pretty much helped me with that. Anything you guys want to put in the newsletter, any yard sales, any arts and crafts things, anything that you want to put in the newsletter, give it to Shell so she can give it to me, and I would love to put it in the newsletter for everybody to know about. Thank you guys.
What's the first, but go ahead and get it to her, so it's before the 15th.
Okay. Again, we can't reiterate this enough, signing in at the office.
There is an early registration for volunteers. We'll go live this afternoon. Evening now.
On Zephy. So if you go on to Zephy, on the website, you can sign up on there, so, we know if you want to volunteer.
I thought I was a forever volunteer at Shell. I have to still volunteer.
Yes.
Yeah. So on the Zephy form, I don't remember if we talked about this already. Maybe way go to sign in as a volunteer to look at a drop down to say, I'm going to volunteer in this space here. I'm pretty sure that
Right.
if not, we can figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah. So that way and then maybe limit it to once you have, say, 10 volunteers for parking, that won't be available to be a selection
Right.
for a volunteer that's registering. So then you don't end up having
And
20
part of
people.
the reason to sign in.
Right, and then signing in, yeah, that will help us tremendously.
Zephy's a good tool.
It is a really great
Wonderful
tool.
tool.
Yeah.
So again, signing in, I got to keep reminding people, because I think the more you hear it, the more you remember it. That you'll come in here and you'll sign in on the sign-in sheet.
Have to come in here to get your stuff anyways.
Exactly. Me and Tracy are working on a program booklet. Buster's not on here, is he?
No.
Okay. You may not see the program booklet when it comes to time for it to be reviewed, because the program booklet is about Buster this year. So if we don't run it through for voting and whatnot, that might be why, because if Buster's here, we don't want him to see it because it is about him this year.
Council will get it by email.
Huh?
You guys get it by email then.
Yeah, we'll be sending that by email so everybody can see.
To the council.
Hmm?
To the council.
Yeah. So, it may not be in here because he might be here at a monthly meeting or something. We don't want him to see it. We don't want him to know anything about it. So we're keeping it low key. So if you got if anybody wants to write anything about him,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
send it to me or Shell, and we'll put it in the book.
After you edit.
Yes, I will edit it. That's one thing I will edit. Volunteers, of course, you know, we always need volunteers. Work day, all kind of positions, all the time. I need to come up with some date that we need to, all the, native owned businesses that Sarah's been working up. Don't know, do we have a spot on Zephy that they can, if they wanna make a donation for that? Okay. Okay.
Give me an extra choice. There's an, just add it to as the choice.
Okay, because they'll need to come up and get the name so I can have time to get the sponsor board done.
And they would have to provide their logo as well. They want that on there.
Right, right. So I'm gonna say September because that'll give time to get it done, get it fixed right, and because I don't want to go till October because that's too close to.
Question on the Stars Board. And how is you see some that are like, this is the gold sponsor and they gave this much and they're broad and you get their logo and then you get maybe silver and then bronze and then you get those that only donated under this amount and it's just their name. That would eliminate having to get so many logos. Because if you had like 45, it's a lot
See,
to
I
turn
don't
out.
want to do it that way. I just, whatever they want to donate, that's fine. We're just gonna put their name on there. And if they want
Just
to
their
put
name. Okay.
just their name or just the name and logo, I don't want to overboard on it because I don't different if they gave $50 or if they gave $5. You know what I'm saying? I want to treat everybody equal.
Okay.
I don't want to differentiate between $1,000 person versus a $10 person.
Okay.
I want to treat everybody equal.
So you're talking persons or companies?
It doesn't matter. Person,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
It's combined.
Right.
Native owned businesses can be.
Native American businesses.
Okay.
Because I can't afford to put $1,000.
No.
I might can put $25,
You ladies.
but I would consider myself a business. You know, I'm just gonna put my name and maybe my tribe or something like that. But maybe put them in blocks type thing. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it first because we might have 10 or 12 of them. I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to figure out how we're going to figure out how to do it first,
Right.
depending on how many she's got, how many we want to put on the board and whatnot. But we'll figure it out. We got time. That's why maybe 1 September to give me some time to figure out the logistics of it and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah, you hear me? You hear? Sarah?
You're muted if you're trying to talk, Sarah.
Sarah Mason, 1 September, cut off.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, our next meeting will be next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Anybody can join on the meetings. All you have to do is just let Michelle know, and she'll send you a link. The more the merrier. So if you want to attend, that's fine. Ron?
Do we have one?
Nothing here.
What, Phil?
Do we have one?
Yeah, we got one.
Tuscarora said that they were willing to work with our drum to build on that. And that would just be a matter of connecting with Kaya and seeing, you know, obviously you have to have participation from other members. But it is out there if we need it.
Well, we need to see about getting some of the younger ones on the tribe involved with it. Because it would almost be a waste of time because,
So this is a waste of time talking about it because we don't even have any children that.
Bill, we're trying to get it worked
Trying to
out.
get it worked out.
That's why Youth Days weekend is happening. You try to bring our young people back. Yeah, start one step at a time.
But that, if not, you look at the age of the ones that's been doing it, I mean, it'd be a waste of time. So we can't get the younger ones to do it.
archiving project. Okay. Longhouse project.
We're coming up on 3 years since we started putting these gigantic sticks in the ground. And it's been the slowest process. Where we're at right now is we got to figure out how to put this roof on the top. And I think we paused at the end of, before powwow, because we can't really work on it then. So it has been nothing done since October. We will be trying to do something in the summer. And I'm just kind of waiting for that door to open to get other people from possibly other tribes to help out. And the other thought I had is we might just get a boom truck.
I was just thinking that.
Because you know what? I don't know how they did it, but sometimes you just gotta just give up on trying to do it so traditional. And right, Marion?
Mhm.
Boom truck sounds really good right now.
Well, either that or see
Something.
what Austin can do with his excavator,
Whatever.
whatever we can work out somewhere. We need
If Greg's
mechanical
gonna have
power.
We
We
need
need mechanical power
serious mechanical
Yeah.
power. Mhm.
to do it.
I asked if Greg still had his bucket truck.
No,
No, he
Uh,
doesn't.
we don't.
No, that was my first thought.
Long time ago.
Yeah. So that's where we are in the Longhouse. I keep saying we will get it done before powwow this year. That's speaking it out into the atmosphere, to the universe. We will get it done before powwow this year.
We'll get her done. No,
Which
it's
means more volunteers, guys.
too bad we can't get the younger folks out here. They get too much on. Yeah, anyway,
Fun.
social media.
Our biggest time doing work on that was student volunteers. Well, they were volunteering, but they were also enticed to come out for extra credit or for part of, yeah, and it may just go that way, and we'll take it as well. We'll take that as well.
Well, I wonder if we can get with the folks that have to do community service work. I mean, there's some good ones out there. You know what I'm saying? There's some that's not all bad. If that makes sense, you know?
I've thought about that before. Students are a little bit easier to rein in, follow the instructions, and better attitude about it because they want to be there doing
Yeah.
that.
It was a
So-
thought.
But
Any Yeah. Boy Scouts
around?
We're trying.
I mean, yeah,
Glenn?
Any Boy Scouts around?
Oh, I thought you had your hand.
Mhm.
Oh, no.
Chippewa district.
They're always looking for something to do.
If I hadn't had such a horrible month in March and had to go down to Florida, I would have been meeting with them and then doing an evening but I had to
Yeah,
put that on
almost.
pause, so. But it's still out there.
Hey, we're on the second page.
Good idea.
We're almost at the bottom. Okay, social media. If you've not received a waccamaw.org email address and you would like one, contact Michelle or Doug. I've got one and I keep bouncing between that one and my other one. I try to keep that one for tribal stuff, but you
One
want
thing,
that?
you know, that too. Tribal council governing body, you can view the percentage and inactive list if you log into the numbers portal.
A lot of stuff you can do.
And it would be really good if the tribal council had a waccamaw.org email address, especially communicating outside of, because it gives us legitimacy. And then you're identified with your organization that you're
Yep.
a council member of. So I kind of strongly urge you to get that.
Elections are coming up in November. It's a reminder of that. General, second chiefs.
I just want to thank in particular Cheryl and us and Marion. I pulled my butt, he called me Marion down that the other day. Oh, for the help when we brought that tour through the last home.
I think that's
So, and I'm gonna try to find somebody to take my place when I do. So,
Oh, yeah, Tracy wanted to know if I wanted to come back on.
I was thinking about Lisa Lunsford.
She's on this,
I'm talking to her, I'll see.
and I missed what she said.
That's all I've got.
Okay, is that,
All right, for the resolution of the Waccamaw Tribal Council, this is it's resolution number CC 04 03 2026 001. And this is establishment of a small business startup reimbursement fund. We already talked about this. It was actually voted, be approved by the tribal council May 2nd of 2025. So I'm just going to do the first reading. To be it resolved by a majority of the Waccamaw Tribal Governing Council that the tribal chief and the chief of council shall be authorized to reimburse tribal members for filing and nonprofit fees associated with, I didn't catch that. Well, yeah, with tribal members for filing, for business filing and or nonprofit fees associated with small business startup up to a maximum of $200. Whereas tribal council voted to initiate small business startup on May 2nd, 2025, and whereas funds have been specifically donated toward the support of small business startups, and whereas a dedicated bank account shall be established for this fund to ensure the transparent tracking and auditing of all expenditures, and whereas any full tribal member in good standing shall be eligible to access these funds, and whereas yeah, I'm sorry, I thought I corrected that. This is, yeah. Whereas any full tribal member in good standing shall be eligible to access these funds, and whereas the tribal member shall complete the business formation process, which includes registering the business name, obtaining tax IDs, and securing necessary licenses and permits, and will be required to present original receipts to the tribal council for verification. And whereas the maximum reimbursement amount per person, yeah, this isn't the one, this isn't the corrected one. Per person, that's why this isn't the one that's corrected. Sorry, there's a different one with a couple of different things, but per person entity shall not exceed $200. The tribal council officially establishes the small business startup reimbursement fund and directs that the necessary bank account be created. And be it resolved that all donated funds designated for this purpose shall be used to seed and maintain the aforementioned bank account. And be it resolved that full tribal members who successfully establish a small business and present valid receipts to the tribal council shall be reimbursed for eligible fees up to $200. Be it resolved that this resolution shall remain a living document so that changes can be made as necessary by tribal council. Date of first reading.
Made it under 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's a
4 minutes, 30 seconds.
What was wrong with it?
there were I had changed any full tribal member in good standing shall be eligible to reimbursement. I can't remember how I thought I changed it because it sounds like they can access these funds, like you can access them, like they can access the account. Anyways, it was just the wording on that, and then any per person entity, not because you can have 3 people that are all tribal members, and then it would actually be
Glenn go into business together, it's just $200.
yeah, it's still just 200. So in other words, if there's one entity, one access for that. So per person / entity, because it could be one person doing the business with 2 other people, or it could be 3 people that are all tribal members, but that only means still one entity and one time accessing it. So wanted to be very specific about that.
As long as you get the changes made before it gets the final reading.
Yeah, that's why it's the changes. Anything else anybody sees that might need changing? This is, yes. Okay, so let's check.
Any questions?
Yeah, I think the change on the other one was any full tribal member in good standing shall be eligible for reimbursement from the fund instead of eligible to access. Eligible for reimbursement from the funds.
Alright, I'm getting to.
Yeah. Anybody else need to make any changes? Or see anything?
Any questions?
No, here.
No.
This will be our first reading.
So one other thing. Do you want to have a time limitation on when this is requested? In other words, the receipt, somebody comes up with a receipt and it's from 6 months ago or a year ago. Do we need to put a time frame?
There should be, because I don't think a person should come up and say, oh,
I started my business 10 years ago.
yeah, and now.
Yeah.
You're talking about a back time.
Yeah,
Back time, or like if they do something and they just
Well,
don't get the receipt,
I would
then
say from this point on, when it finished, when we do the final reading, then it's from that point on.
oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about backwards.
Just
I'm talking about, say final reading happens and then somebody does do a startup, but then they don't get any receipts to the tribal council for approval for
A year.
9 months or a year.
Yeah.
Well, my point here is, again, well, what if it's, well, just say one of our children started a business or something that they're a member, of course,
Mhm.
and they didn't know about this. So you might want to consider that, and then they find out. And so maybe at least a year
Within a
time
year,
period.
within a year.
Because I mean, you don't want to cut it off too short, because they might not, some of them might not know about it.
Mhm.
Well, by the same token, if you put a time limit on it, make people start checking and seeing what's going on in the tribe that don't normally.
Well, what's the
Just
happy
like what-
medium?
Mhm.
What would be a happy medium? You know,
I'm
6
good for a
months, a
year.
year,
I'm good for a year.
I'm
within,
good for a year.
I think a year
I don't
too,
think a year.
but I don't get a vote, so.
So does it need a motion or something to change that?
well,
Or
no.
No, it'll be in
Put
a
it-
resolution?
Yeah.
Okay.
She can put it
Like
in
it,
there.
Yeah, as long as it's in
Okay.
it for
So
the final.
within,
Yeah, but I mean, it had its first reading, and she could put that in there.
so the
Right.
maximum reimbursement amount per person entity shall not exceed $200. And request for reimbursement must be made
In
within
the first year.
the first year of
Starting the
from the
business.
filing.
Right.
Yeah,
From the, yeah, something,
Are you also gonna consider put something in there that is it a one-time deal per person or what?
yeah, I don't think you can go start several businesses
you
and
can.
keep expecting to get money.
well, I mean, you can start several businesses.
Yeah, but I don't think you should
But
come back
that's
each time and get money.
That would be,
Maximum reimbursement amount per person entity shall not exceed $200. Well, if somebody kept doing that, why would they do that? Because it's,
That's what I'm saying, because if
would.
you've already started a business, you should already be bringing money in. So you shouldn't need the tribe's help to keep coming back for money.
yeah, well, or you just don't need to start another business because it's not doing anything for you if you just keep starting a business
Right.
and getting, it's not like I can make $10, what it's,
Not be surprised what some of them do.
yeah, but they have a tax obligation at that point. It costs them a lot of money. Yeah, anyways, that's why I put in the per person / entity. So,
Well, being that per person / entity, then it's still only that one entity is what it can look at.
mhm.
So it might be just a one-time thing.
Because I don't think you're gonna go out and get a,
Because, you know, just like me, I do a lot of different things, you know.
when you start a business, you don't get a tax ID number every time you start a business, do you?
For business, you
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to file with Secretary of State
Yeah.
for everyone. So, yeah, I still have a name reserved for a business that I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
Okay.
So it's just per person entity, but what if that person's business, the first one doesn't succeed, and they came back and they tried something else and it's 5 years down the road. So I don't think putting it because I just think it's really probably next to not impossible, but very unlikely that somebody's going to do multiple.
Well, small business don't make them, I mean, they keep helping them out throughout the years.
Yeah. Well, this is just for our tribal members anyway.
Right, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. Let's think on it and maybe come up with something by next meeting, because we still got another reading to do.
Yeah. Yeah, if it needs to be thought through.
Yeah, I mean, we can communicate through the internet,
Yeah.
so we can
Okay.
go into the.
That is a good point, though.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it for me.
There is one thing I'd like to bring up, and it might be a sore subject for people. I don't know.
Because I was going to bring it up. What is it?
Oh, no, this is something different.
Should I bring up the constables situation, or did we already discuss it for the files members?
I lost my paper.
I'll just, while you're doing that,
Not in there. Go ahead.
so what came about from, Chief of Constable David Winwood requesting his photo to be put on the wall since it wasn't included, was requesting for all the constables to be having their photo on the wall in some fashion. And at that point, it was to review the names, and what Michelle, when she reviewed, she found out that there were constables that he had listed that did not have existing honorary or possibly spousal applications. There was also a couple that had their numbers previously, or their membership retired 12 years ago, had not done what they needed to reinstate their membership. And then 2 that are actually not members, either honorary or full. So we know that that's going to be handled by Files Membership Committee, also executive because of the honorary. And you all were given a list of those names tonight. The other additional issue is that the resolution for constables from 2011 does indicate that each constable is to be sworn in by the chief. Sorry, and I don't know if that was chief of the tribe or chief of constables, but I don't remember the latest constables being sworn in, so that will have to take place prior to our powwow.
And it says that the, nominated by the tribal chief and confirmed
And confirmed by council.
by tribal council.
Right. So we're gonna have to do some backtracking on some of this once we get everything worked. And then we can talk about doing some type of a group photo or a collage or.
Well, I don't know where it came to put all the constables on the wall. That was not the intent.
Is that?
No, I don't know where that came from. The only thing that came was to put David on the wall. I told David I needed the pictures of the constables to put in the program book. It was never said to put the constables on the wall. That never came out.
Well, I don't know how that ended up being.
That never came out.
Yeah.
There was never said to put the constables on the wall.
That's the telephone game.
It is. Um, it was said to put his picture on the wall, and I said, David, I need pictures of the constable so I can, because I think it's only fair to put
Yep, in the
them
program.
in the program booklet. So where it came, I mean, we don't have to put them on the wall because we don't put everybody else on the wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, let's put the constables in the book, which makes sense to me. But everybody else is like the chief of this or chief of that kind. So the constables are not the part of the tribal government. I don't think so. I mean, you know, they're not part of the tribal government. That's just like a subordinate. Well, I don't think it's like, it's like a branch of.
It's like, kind of like agency.
Yeah, there
Kind
you
of
go.
government.
But he's like the head type thing and,
Mhm.
but yeah, I don't know where that came from, but it was never said to put them on the, isn't that the same as this?
That's an actual point,
Okay,
and it's the only one.
the only one. No, well, there was a,
And he's not a constable anymore.
oh, okay. So
So-
anyway,
So we can deal with this through the files membership.
yeah,
I just wanted to make sure that was on record for the meeting that
Okay.
just you said we were aware of
it's
the
got to
audit that needs to be done and corrections.
right. And that's what I told David. I said, some of the people you got are not members. And they're not even right. I don't know how they became a constable because all it says is we got constables out there I've never even seen before.
One last thing, MOAA. Tim Hauser reached out. I don't know if you saw the email about doing, providing for veterans, and I know they do this, it's the Grand Strand chapter of MOAA. That's Military Officers Association of America, or American Association. And what I suggested is that since we're starting the food distribution collaboration with Low Country Food Bank beginning tomorrow, they have us on the calendar, you know, for every time after our tribal council meeting, except for November, going forward, that they could also come out to be providing for veterans at the time that they're here, because we more than likely would be already here to do a meeting or something, so but also it would help with engagement because sometimes veterans also need food. In any case, it's a good kind of point of having that day be a day for providing for community, whether it be food, whatever veterans needs might be. And it is also a very easy lift because MOAA does their thing. We really don't have to do much. They come out themselves. And they're also, yeah, I did give them the information about powwow. And that's Low Country Food Bank, the same thing. We're not having to come out and we're not being expected to have this lift. So I wanted to make a motion that we allow them also the access to the tribal grounds on that Saturday after our tribal council meeting, on those dates that we have a tribal council meeting on a Friday.
We're gonna make a motion, and if you'll fill in the date, I'll make a motion that we allow the military, MOAA, is that what it was?
MOAA.
MOAA to have their, meeting, or stand down, on a Friday after we have our council, on Saturday after we have our council meeting on Friday.
First Saturday of the month.
First Saturday,
Saturday of the month.
with the exception of
Well, I've worked already got it.
Second.
okay. You got a second?
Oh, yes, I didn't,
Oh, you didn't, yeah.
yeah, she was looking at me like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Normally it started on that weekend, this.
We took a trumpet show tonight.
Okay,
I'm really, that truly is it. I'm sorry.
okay. We had some things going on. And I realized that if we have somebody like, I'm gonna use Buster as an example. Take a leave of absence or sabbatical or whatever. We have anybody else that takes a leave of absence. We have no rules, we don't have a policy on it. So I talked to Michelle the other day, the next thing I know, she's got me a policy letter on it, you know, before I could even turn around. I didn't print any off, but I've got one, and it's policy of the Waccamaw Indian peoples, Waccamaw Indian people governing bodies that to ensure organizational consistency and maintain the most decision-making process, guidelines are being established regarding the duration of participation, rights of members on leave of absence. Because we don't have anything. So if anybody takes a leave of absence, what are they supposed to do? Standard maximum duration for leave of absence, 90 days, 90 calendar days. Extensions. Requests to extend the 90-day limitation only be considered under extenuating documentation, circumstance, significant medical issue, unforeseen family emergencies, or legal obligations. Approval. Any extension beyond the 90 requires written documentation and formal approval by chief counsel and second chief attorney. Should either individual be unavailable or the seats vacant, the approval authority shall defer to the office of the chief. To maintain the integrity of our governance and ensure that active, informed individuals are shaping current initiatives, the following restrictions apply to anyone LOA. Suspension of voting. Individuals on a leave of absence are ineligible to vote on any organizational issue or motions, council and committee votes, or for duration of the leave. This restriction shall not extend to official elections. Proxy voting. The use of a proxy is strictly prohibited during a leave of absence. The member may not designate another individual to vote on their behalf while they are away. Reinstate full voting privileges and the ability to participate in official discussions shall be restored immediately upon the individual's formal return to active status. This policy is designated to ensure that those casting votes are fully engaged with the day-to-day operations and the nuances of the issues at hand. It also provides a clear framework for when a temporary absence requires higher level review of leadership. Please contact the office of the chief of counsel or the second chief attorney with any questions regarding the process for the extended leave or definition of qualifying extenuating circumstances.
That was pretty great.
Well, it's a policy. It's not a thing. It's just a policy.
I think the only thing we should make sure we're taking into consideration everybody that's on maternity leave because of the Family Medical Leave Act really deals with employment, paid employees and that kind of thing. It's kind of ensuring that position is still held for you after a certain number of weeks that you're eligible to take during that time that you're giving birth or after the birth of your child. So we'll just kind of either maybe
That's 12
review.
weeks.
I think they extended it.
They what?
Extended it.
Well, I mean, whatever.
But it's 12 weeks, which is 90
days.
About 90 days, 96 days. I think.
That's just a rough law.
Yeah, just send it out there, everybody, and let's all look at it.
Yeah.
And then we table it for next
We
week.
can come up with something
Oh,
because
absolutely, I believe that.
we're just running by the seat of our britches on a lot of
Yeah, because at a time in the past, it was like somebody was
Sooner or later, it's gonna come.
on sabbatical and it was like there was an empty council seat. Nobody was there. It was for a year. I think it was Risha.
Exactly.
Jeannie Marie, one of the two, or maybe
Somebody.
both,
Well,
You know,
different times.
we got
it used to be in the Constitution, that you had, if you missed more than 2 consecutive days, you had to give up the chair.
Yeah, but that's not a leave of absence. And this is different. That's being absent. But a leave of absence being out with permission. So, I mean, it's two different things.
Yeah,
It's a start.
Yeah, it's a
No, we're
start.
starting to come
And
up,
I
start
agree.
coming up with some policies.
I agree with everything. There was
Yeah,
one
me
thing
too.
that I didn't know what to say, but,
Say it.
trying to remember what it was. But I agree with the time limit.
I mean, we can extend it. Ain't no-
I'm
you know,
trying to remember. I'll tell you tomorrow.
That's all a copy, so we can all read it, and then we make
Yeah.
our own notes on our
That's, I
paper.
can email it to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, we gotta start something. We gotta start somewhere.
Oh,
Baby steps.
how would we do with having a quorum during a leave of absence is what I wanted to know.
Well, we got 7 pieces.
All right, on the way,
We got 6.
six.
Still got 4.
We still got plenty.
That I,
You know,
If show up.
I'm playing with the idea. I know we got a quorum is 4. Why not? I don't know if this is legal or not. We might have to change the constitution. Why not? Why can we not have the majority of the people that are here? Sure.
What's that?
The majority of people that are here versus the 4. I mean, I know the Constitution, I think, says 4. I mean, I don't know the legalities of that.
The majority of people that were, well, that was,
That for, I think.
that would just basically be down 3.
I mean, if you have 5, he was saying, you know, if you have a person out.
on leave of absence.
but
And would
then-
the quorum change if you had 2 people? Because then you only have 5 people then. Does the quorum change down to 3 then?
No,
That's all.
just long as we have 4 here. That's all it takes.
Four.
So,
But what
You
he's
only have
saying
five.
is,
Hang on.
You only have 5 people to start with.
You still got your quorum would still be 4
right.
because you had 7 people to begin with.
But 2 of them took a leave of absence.
now you're down to 5.
Now you're down to 5.
Right.
And then-
Still vote.
Well, hang on. You got but one person talking at a time, and then I got somebody else over here
Go ahead.
got their hand up. I'm telling these 2 people.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta be quiet. I got him talking, I got somebody in the wings is ready to talk. Something to think about. Yeah, something to
all
think about.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
thinking.
gotcha. Phil,
You have 2 second chiefs that get proxy. I don't see why the council member that needs to be out on cannot contact a second chief
remember,
to do the proxy. So there really shouldn't be any reason, this is what Buster and I talked about years ago, that why we can't have a quorum with the people and it seems like we have more and more people that don't show up or, and we want to find more excuses or whatever to stay out. So, I mean,
Well, I'm dealing strictly with the leave of absence, which is not like being absent.
yeah, I know.
Being absent and
Well, I
having
would-
a proxy is one thing, but being a leave of absence is you can't even have a proxy. On a leave of absence, you can't have a proxy at all.
I realize that.
it's just a vacant.
But at that time, we used to say, okay, well, if I have to take that much time off and I'm not being able to do my job, I need to turn it over.
Right, that's why that should be limited to 90 days. Like, I mean, you could have a car accident or something, and you're like out,
Right.
it's gonna be a while before you're back in the swing of
we understand that.
But, so 90 days is reasonable for that sabbatical leave of absence, but
You know, I mean, I just
consistently
can't- I
being
don't-
absent, that's another thing. Can I just say this is, because Susan brought this up at the beginning, it is not really new business, but it is new business and it definitely needs more discussion. And I'd
Right.
say take it to online, email, get it hashed out back and forth. So we're not here till 9 o'clock.
Well, I understand, but you know, it was my thing for me to bring in because
up.
my talk time.
Yeah.
But our problem is we only have 1 second chief. We do not have an internal chief. We only have an executive. I
External.
don't want to say executive, an external chief. We do not have an internal chief.
I will see if mine go off, yours act like it's going to.
Yeah, I know, it's going, isn't it?
but we don't have an internal chief, so, and he really can't be a proxy for 3 people,
Well, and
because
that,
she can't be.
well, I mean, shouldn't we already, shouldn't Buster appoint another, external, well, he's external, so it's
Internal,
internal chief.
internal second chief, yeah.
Yeah.
Before he leaves office or.
But we really need to wait until after the elections, it's coming up anyway, but anyway, that was one thing that I wanted to bring up, but I will
If you'll
email it to
put it-
everybody.
yeah.
Or she thought there was-
But like I said, we've got a lot of different policies. And I've got a bunch before, but maybe I just need to take one at a time. And maybe one every couple of months and just start sending them out and we start reviewing them again. Take baby steps.
Hey, let's make him the new second chief. He was pretty gullible last time, Michelle.
No.
All right, let me get back
Little
to.
steps.
Yeah, okay,
let's slow down there.
okay. Elders, do you have anything?
Oh, sure, mine already. That's us.
Just you two?
That's one on here.
Okay,
It is.
council, anybody on council have anything to say?
Yes, I've been in touch with, Mr. Michael Jones. He claims to be a member here. I don't know exactly.
Sounds.
But, he is contacting me and wanted to thank the ones that took care of Juno Cemetery. We didn't talk nothing about cemeteries tonight. And he has old pictures, including the fire circle. And he has recollection that there was a fire circle out there at Juno Cemetery. He will be here at powwow, or plans to be, and he will bring pictures with him, and he's going to give us one post up here.
Michael Jones?
So,
You say he said he was a member.
yes,
Okay, I think somebody else had talked to me about this and asked, which would be a question for Carol and Dr. Dillion.
I'm here.
There was a question that was posed to me by one of our members that had to do with the fire circle. Is there a way that if you used, I guess it would be gasoline or kerosene or some type of propellant, to make something appear that it was something from a fire circle from much earlier on, or would you be able to tell right away that?
Yeah, so like would an accelerant or something like that contaminate a sample for dating? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, I think I would kind of suppose that it would, but would you be able to use an accelerant to make it appear that that's what it was?
Triggers, field triggers.
You'd have a hard time
don't know.
making it look like it was, for example, of a specific date. Like, I mean, I suppose theoretically you could, like, there have been stories of radiocarbon dates being contaminated with coal, for example. Like, if you threw a whole bunch of coal dust into a fire, it might look older than it is, but it would probably look considerably older. Like, it's not going to look, 1,000 years. It might come back and look like 50,000 years. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
Okay.
you'd probably be able to tell if the dates were weird, I guess is what I'm saying.
Have you been out to see any of this? Do you know where this fire?
No, I
Can't tell anything about it. It's been filled in totally. All you see is the rock that's around it.
It looks like somebody they burned the land off.
No, this is where they've actually got the fire pit, the rocks and all around it.
That
Oh, we're
picture
talking
there
about
looks
picture.
like they did a
Okay.
fire, they burned the land off, is what I'm saying.
Maybe this would be something that Sydney and I can investigate a little bit.
where is it?
Road, it's not too far from here,
Okay,
but yeah. Anyways,
right, it's something to go check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably worth looking at if there are stories that it was a fire circle.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
He just
sometime
called
when I'm around, I'm happy to go with someone.
Sounds good.
Everybody that went out there and cleaned it up was those that you mentioned, Marion.
Yeah, I went out there and cleaned up last month. Cut some of the pine tree that had fallen across the fence and different things. So I didn't clean up like you and I did because it's just too much that particular day.
Yeah.
Cleaned off top of the Johnsons, I think it was. But I know you and I cleaned it up for a year there, really just about spotless with grass and all that sort of stuff. But Rebecca and myself went out there last month. And that's what got me, because I saw a tree across the fence and all. I took the chainsaw and went and cut it all up and moved what I could and took off what I could. And but yeah, and I mean, it was a dead pine that had fallen. It wasn't any. It was the good Lord Himself that put it across the fence. I'm not trying to say anybody else did, but yeah, you and I, and I also cleaned up the other day.
Anybody else on council have anything to say? Anybody in the audience have anything to say?
Nope.
What that DNA say on the bottom of this thing?
Buster's not here.
Okay. That's what
That's why I
it said. Buster's
skipped it.
not here.
That's right. Buster's not here. That's why I skipped it.
Yeah. It's great on the out.
That works.
That is.
I signed
Look
it.
at the dark area and so yeah. It looks like maybe the fire was there, but that's part of it.
All right, everybody, all right, you vote on this, it's $93.
Yeah, it's how much? 93?
93.17.
Okay.
I thought we already voted on.
We
We
did.
did.
Okay.
She's out in La La Land.
Would you like to-
She voted, I said I'll sign it later.
Hey, you fit in with the rest of us now.
Yeah, okay.
Well, because that can't happen.
We have satisfied the agenda. It is 8:28.
I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
I ain't need to do it
We're
again.
done. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
Man,
What?
Good night.
Hi.
Good night, Sarah.
Good night.
And other Dr. Sarah.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great night.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Ash-
It was fire circle then. Now that it's wearing, there were people.
Well, there's a walkway. Somebody put a fence in the middle of the fire circle.
Good night to all.
Oh, that's a nice one there.
Yeah, it is, and I think, but you want to take pictures of
You
that.
want to give one of these letters that are
Let's
Buster?
take pictures of the.
Huh?
Letters have been sent to Buster.
Oh.
We'll just give it to him. You go see him, right?
That's you.
Just hand it to him.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize he wasn't. gonna
You don't know history, do you?
No, I
I
figured out.
take you out west and teach you.
Yeah.
Somebody
Six.
told me we should have canceled the meeting because it was Good Friday.
Oh, do that.
Good Friday.
Yeah.
Not everybody's Christian, though.
And also it's Good Friday. We hear this is good.
Creator, we thank you for allowing us to have a meeting one more time. We thank you for the beautiful weather. It's been so nice just to be able to not come out with a heavy coat on. We know it's all in your hands, but we want to thank you for it. We want you to we ask you to bless each and every one of us that are here tonight in helping us to go home and be safe. We ask you to help guide us that we may make decisions on this tribe on the computer and in our thoughts. Uh-oh. You need that.
Okay.
No, I'm not your mom.
Oh, okay.
But you might want to read it.
Okay,
You can keep it.
okay.
You know, this is the modern Christian Good Friday. The older Christians just comes like a week or two from now.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, they manipulate so much.
If you want me to come out and show them how to let them make a medicine bag, let me know, so I can cut out some more.
It said it would be $10 a kit.
Yep.
feel like me.
How many
I don't-
kits?
I don't-
Over in Europe.
So if you had like 10,
Oh, no, you did.
$100.
Because if not, well, I'm gonna be out here with Courtney anyway.
Yeah, you might as well do something. Sorry, I mean, you might as well get out here and do something. No, I mean, if you, Rebecca, between you, Rebecca, and Phil, that could be
Purple,
different,
right here, that's where
different activities going on. And just say,
I
Um,
can show the,
Okay.
and just say.
regardless of whether it's 3 kits or 10
Where
kits,
the,
$100 flat.
That's
Um,
all.
Because
Well,
that way-
I mean, it depends on if you
Other-
got more kids
let
coming
me
here
see.
too.
Okay, let me get way in the back.
So what's the name?
Well, you might have some DCU students want a medicine bag.
Well, let's just wait and see how many people want
Okay.
it. Well, I'm gonna
At
have-
least 100 then. Let's just say at least 100. And then up to however many kits at $10 per kit. Because that's just not worth it if you had like, oh, I only have 3 kids, that's $30.
I will,
It's still gonna take you the same amount of time
Yeah,
to
don't
do it.
I signed up to do 2 classes for Ollie. On
Okay,
how to make a medicine bag and learn about the Waccamaw Indians. Because I was told not to say who were the Waccamaw, because that makes it so far down the list.
I found it the other day.
So I put, learn about the
Buster.
Waccamaw.
there you go. You're learning about marketing, aren't you?
Wow.
It matters.